So let's look at applying this to some of the examples that we've been working on throughout the course. So probably the simplest one we can use is the Uni app, because what does it do? It just selects a group of users. Okay. Well, we can put that in a set of radio buttons, which group of users, or we could put it in a combo box, which is what we're going to do, drop down list. The user then types in a message where we can give them a text field to type in a message, and then they want it sent, so then we can have a button to send it. So think about what actions you need, then that will tell you what widgets you've got to put on the GUI. We'll also look at doing the Home Hub. That's got a few more widgets, and this is actually it's not very interactive in the sense that you don't switch things on and off with the GUI. What I'm doing instead with this one is using the GUI to record the state of the devices. So they're read-only. So if the heating is switched on, then the GUI reflects that, but you don't use the GUI to switch the heating on and off. We could do that, but I'm not going to do that. It's a bit more involved to do that. So we use radio buttons and sliders to say whether things are on or off and what their setting is. So whether the temperature, the volume, whatever device we're using, we can use the sliders to tell us that. And then the most interactive one is the pizza GUI. So in this one, the user can select the pizza they want using radio buttons and checkboxes. So radio buttons for the type of pizza, checkboxes for the toppings, and then when they're ready, when they've decided what pizza they want, they can add it to the basket with a button. Okay, and then we do what we've done before. We construct a pizza object and add it to the basket. So let's just look at the GUI code then for the Uni app. So actually, this is now really quite a short piece of code. It's just got 3 widgets. Okay, so we've got this bit of code at the top here is very similar to the versions we've seen before. So we've created these groups, which is the group all users, staff, students, and then we loop over all the users, adding the list of modules. So we create and if that module, so comp 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever, isn't in the list of groups, then we add it to the list of groups. So this list of groups is going to have these 3 basic groups plus all the list of modules. So that's nothing to do with the GUI. And then we have a combo box that puts those groups into a drop-down list. Okay, so whatever groups we found amongst the users, so that will be all staff, students plus all the modules that anyone's attached to, they go put into the combo box. Then we got a send message button, which uses the clicked function, so you can't see that here. And then a message text field, which is where the user types in the message. So as you can imagine, when the user hits the send button, the GUI gets the message out of the message text field and transmits it to the users. So the function that we need then really is the clicked function. And this is almost identical. I mean, this is where most of the code is, but this is almost identical to the code that we've seen in previous examples. We decide what group is from the combo box. Okay, we print, the message is going to this group. We get the message from the input text field, so whatever the user's typed in, print that message out, and then for all the users, we just send the message to the user. If you remember, that just prints out the line message sent to and the name of the user. So this bit of code here, that bit is exactly the same as all the previous examples. There's nothing new there. Okay, so let's have a look at that running. There it is, Uni app. So now you need to run this example at Uni app. This bit of code, Uni app 04. There is, I suppose, a fair amount of code, but most of it is similar to what we've seen before. This just prints out the details of the users when the app is first run. nothing different there. There's the clicked function, which this bit of code is exactly the same as the previous version, where we decide what the user, which group the user is, and whether to send them a message, depending on which group is being selected. And then here's the new code that we've just gone through. So if I run that, there's my uni app. I can type my message. And there's my drop-down box, and I can decide which group I want to send it to. So you can see that I can send it to all staff. Okay, and all that's, I mean, like the previous ones, it just picks out the staff from the list of users. So nothing, it's not actually transmitting any message. I could pick out all the students. Okay, and I could pick out everybody on a particular module, UG, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So everyone on that module, whether they're staff or students, gets a message. So this is kind of all we need for this interface. We need a drop-down list to decide what group it is. We need a place to put the message, and we need a button to send them. Okay, I'll finish the video there, and then we'll move on to the Home Hub.